Yeah.
Oh my god!
Welcome back, guys, to the Metal Cast channel.
Yeah.
Christian's really excited, as you can tell.
I got really excited for this. I've had this, what we're doing, ready for a while now, so.
Alright, see, I haven't, alright? This was very fucking hard for me, alright? As you can tell from the title of the video, we are going over our top 5 albums and EPs of 2022 to close out the year. I don't know if this one, alright, yeah, we actually have another top 5 going out after this. It's a more fun top 5.
Yeah.
That video. But we want to do the EPs and albums now because, dude, also, I just want to get it out of the way because, like, I'm fucking... It was driving me crazy putting this shit together because it was very hard. There was a lot of good music that came out this year, guys. Holy shit. It's been, like, it was a really good year for music, I think. We got albums from almost every band that we like. I don't know, man. It's just been fucking insane.
Yeah, like, we were talking about this like, before, like, honorable mentions. I started thinking about it now. I'm not going to count it because I didn't really listen to it that much. So I don't even want to put it on like an album mention because I don't want to give it like I don't know where I'm going with this, but I don't want to like.
You can say it if you want because I have a lot.
It's I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it's the new Rammstein album.
Okay.
I didn't really listen.
It out now.
Yeah, I just want to point it out. I didn't really listen to it, but as you guys know, like recently we do a lot of Rammstein videos. Yeah. And I don't want you guys to think like, oh, Christian says he's a fan, and why isn't it on his top 5 albums? I just really haven't listened to it. So I don't even want to like act like I know what I'm talking about with it. So I'm just not putting it on an honorable mention. I'm not going to put it on the list. I'm just going to say, hey, yeah.
All right, thanks.
Still pointless. It's just gotta get that ad revenue, Colin. Gotta get that ad revenue.
All right, guys. So I think we should just jump right into it here with number 5. So how we're gonna do this is I'll say my number 5. Christian will say his, and then we'll go to 4 and so on. And then since Christian doesn't really have any honorable mentions, and you just said that one right there, I was gonna wait until right before number 1, like all the fucking normal people do it.
Well, I'm not fucking normal.
That's the thing. He doesn't have any anyway. I have like fucking 6 or something. So, because dude, honestly, it was just all so fucking hard. I had to really think about it, and I don't even know how confident I am with this list. But we're just gonna throw it out there. This is it. But yeah, we're gonna jump into number 5, and it's honestly, it might be a shocker, and honestly, this album barely made it into the top 5.
I'm
not gonna go on and on about this explanation. We're gonna try to keep it short, but I'll say everything I want to say. Hopefully, I say it the right way.
Now they have me in suspense, and I want you to shut up and tell me.
That's the point. That's what I'm doing. All right, guys. So number 5. Coming in at number 5, we have The End So Far by Slipknot.
Oh, you cunt.
So
it's opinions.
Listen, guys.
What about?
As I said, this barely made it into the top 5. I mean, where do I start? All right, so I'm a very big Slipknot fan. I feel like I always will be to an extent.
Yeah.
I just think because they were like the first band that really that was like my gateway into like all this heavier stuff. But I want to say, I think like over the past year or so, I don't know, like I've kind of, like, dude, I was like jamming Slipknot over and over again, like fucking to no end. And then I just started branching out to other bands, and that's just how it was. They kind of dropped down lower. If you guys watched the Apple Music replay video we made, they kind of dropped like lower than they normally were, because like years before that they were always like fucking number 1, number 2 on my replay. Now they're not so much. I'm kind of, my Slipknot phase is kind of ending, guys, It
never truly.
Very sad to say, but I think it is. I think it's coming to an end, but
every time they're coming, we're seeing.
No, I will. I'm not saying that I don't like them. It's just
we're gonna get VIP tickets next time. We're gonna meet Corey Taylor. We're gonna pass out. Go win that movie.
Now I get that out of the way, I want to talk about the album. I know Christian's gonna talk about the album later. So it's a good album. I think this is the problem. I'm very selfish about this because it's not the album I wanted. All right. it's not the album I wanted. All right. It's all about me. I'm just kidding. But like I don't know, man. Like I'm very into like the new Slipknot sound. I've said this plenty of times on the channel. I like the modern feel to Slipknot.
Yeah.
I like Great Chapter. I like We Are Not Your Kind. But for some reason, man, I don't know what it is about this album. It doesn't give me that same. Well, certain songs do. Certain songs give me that like 0.5 feel, which I really like. I think that's fucking awesome. But I don't know. Like overall, I just feel like it's a weird album, man. Like it
is.
like
Yeah.
Corey said, it does sound like that volume. It does sound like Volume 3, but heavier, and I kind of hear that. I don't know how it.
I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get to it on my list, but I don't agree for on that. I don't think it's like Volume 3 at all. But I can.
Some songs do. It sounds very. It's like crazy. It's like a weird kind of like sound. It's very like all over the place. I think like I would have loved for the guitars to be toned a little bit lower, like they were in We Are Not Your Kind and Great Chapter. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know, man. I'm not a whole fan of like how the guitars are sounding on this album. It sounds very. It's not heavy enough. There's more like yeah, like some songs are good. I think Hive Mind was hyped up a little bit too much. I think the chorus on that song is fucking weird. Like, I don't know. It's like, it doesn't feel as big as like some other songs do with Slipknot, especially on like We Are Not Your Kind. Like, you got Unsainted, that chorus, Vertical Darling, Euro Forte, and then you just have Hive Mind, which kind of just like, to me, that one like falls flat a little bit. You know, I mean, I think it makes the top 5 because of, I mean, there's certain songs that I do really, really like. So let me get into that. I'm not gonna just shit all over the album, but there's a reason why I made it in the top 5, because I mean that was a big part of like our summer. Is just like,
oh yeah, just
when the Dying song came out and like we were making all those Slipknot videos, and like that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they just really fucked us this year though too. Oh god, it's coming out this spring. Nice spring.
Yeah.
We got so excited.
It was pretty exciting. I didn't have the same excitement as I did for Weird Not Your Kind, but like when it did come out, I was like, it is a pretty good album. But my problem is that I compare it to their previous albums, which I can't do. But when I actually sit there and listen to it on its own, it's actually pretty good. I think the singles are good, but my favorite songs off the album are probably Hell, the H377, that's a banger of a song. Finale, Hive Mind's good. I think the chorus, if the chorus was like a little bit stronger, I really would like that song. Dying song's good. I don't know. I think they're all good songs if I can isolate it and just be like, all right, like listen to that one as it is and then stop comparing it. Yeah, guys. I mean, I can go on and on about this. I just think that to sum this all up, basically, I'm just not the same Slipknot fan I used to be. I'm just not. I don't know. I feel like I'm like branching out to other bands, other genres. Like, I feel like Slipknot's kind of a genre in its own. Like the way I see it now that I've branched out to other bands, like it's like the gateway band into this stuff.
It is.
I'm not saying that they're trash.
It's like weed. It's like gateway. You know, like, get some weed.
But it's just
a little gateway drug for some people.
I don't know. There's other things about the album too that just make me feel weird about it, because like I really want to like it a lot more, but when you have members of the band saying that like they're not even proud of it, and like the fact that it's the last album on Roadrunner, and it's like, I don't want to think that, oh yeah, they just wanted to get this out, they just pushed it out, be done with the label, but like those are things that kind of I think about when it comes to this album. Like, I don't want to think that, but like I don't know, man. It gets in the way of my enjoyment of it, because it's like, did they really put as much into it as they did with the other ones? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but that's my thing on Slipknot. I put, it made the top 5 because I did enjoy it. I think I did enjoy it. I do think it's a good album.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I just have a lot of problems with it. My standards are very high for Slipknot, because they're one of my favorite bands, and like when they release something that's like not in line for what I was expecting, it's like, oh shit. Well, all right, but yeah, I don't know, guys. That's my number 5. Christian, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is the new I Prevail album that came out this year.
Ooh.
So this album's kind of weird for me. True Power.
Your voice cut out, so I'll just repeat it.
Oh, sorry. But. Yeah. So this is the first time going into like a I Prevail album as a fan, because honestly, like the singles really, really like did it for me. I fucking love all of them. I think that a lot of the more standout songs were Fake and Judgment Day. I think those are two of like my favorite songs off this album. And just seeing them live too, during the cycle where they played most of the new songs kind of really like cemented it for me.
And that was so sick how they played almost every song, bro. Oh my god.
Like what's weird for me in this like my top 5 list is like really like these 5 are like my favorite. Like I don't really like the next one more than the one I'm talking about now. I just feel like these are the definitive. Yeah, these are the ones I'm talking about. I just feel like it's really cool, like with the dynamic of 2 vocalists.
Well, you should also mention that like you really weren't that big of an Hypno fan even going into that.
Only because I'm stupid and I thought they were a different band.
He thought they were. He thought every time I said "I prevail."
No, don't get into this. We don't. I'm an idiot. We don't need to get into this. But there's some stuff of them even like before I wasn't really into. But this album really kind of cemented like my liking for them, and I'm definitely gonna branch out. Maybe not. I should be branching out more. I don't know why I'm talking like we're doing an album review. Like I wanna like go into next year. I wanna listen to more I Prevail. I wanna listen to more new music. I wanna get like because I really do like the idea of 2 vocalists. I've always liked that idea. Like a good example is like of Mice and Men. Like I feel like they do 2 vocalists perfectly. I feel like I Prevail does the 2 vocalist thing perfectly. And everything is like this is a really good like album to become like a fan of with this band.
Moving on into number 4 for me, guys. This is where things kind of get. These are solidified, all right. Like these next 4. I mean, number 5 was very hard. Like once I state my honorable mentions, pretty much any of those could have gone at number 5. I just Slipknot. I just had to put Slipknot.
And, guys, just mention real quick. I did write down 2 honorable mentions as we're recording because 2 popped in my head. I'm like, how the fuck did I forget about these?
Number 4, guys. None of you guys are gonna know what this is. Well, Christian might, but we reacted to them. But this one is Volume 2, Music for Living Failures by Live Conform Die. We've reacted to this. That was like the new metal. Remember? Yeah, it was like the new metal.
Yeah, they commented in the video. Those dope homies.
Yeah. Speaking of Homie, the song on the EP, Big Homie, really good song. It's so fucking good. All right, guys. So
good.
You guys need to listen to this. They're a very, very small band from Australia. Like, listen, these Australian bands, man. You guys are they're all killing it.
They're all so good. They say baby cakes. It's fucking awesome. Australian bands are great.
So yeah, guys, like this EP, it's more of like they're kind of like a new metal thing, but they're a very like interesting band. Like their song structures are very all over the place. It jumps from like one thing to the next without kind of like repeating anything. You don't really know what to expect going into one of their songs. You have all different vocal styles as well. I think there's a song on the EP that kind of does. I think you pointed it out. It's kind of like a California rap style song. It's called Trash Culture on it. It's so fucking good, man. You pointed it out.
I don't remember reactions were there, so you have the encyclopedia first.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this band. I've known about them for a while as well, so I was pretty excited about this. They're awesome too. Like I remember like we reacted to them, and then all of a sudden like I woke up the next morning and like they were all like they all followed me on like Instagram and shit. And I also had like a conversation with one of the guys from the band.
Alright, you should kind of hurt my feelings, so that didn't happen for me.
Well, I'm sorry, man.
No, I have my shit on private. Makes sense.
Overall, it's a really, really sick EP. You guys should go fucking check it out. Very small band. Show them some fucking love. They've been getting fucked over a lot lately. I've been noticing on Instagram with like the touring and all that. They had like fucking people like drop out on them, cancel tours, and it's so bad for smaller bands. Like when that shit happens because they financially get fucking destroyed.
Like the Dropout King situation with like Lil Xan.
Yeah, and the ironic thing is that Dropout Kings then dropped out because they were the headliner for Conform was opening for them, and then they dropped out and fucked them over. But then I think they got picked up by another band to open for, which I think works out well for them. Yeah, guys, that's my number 4. Go fucking check it out. All right, Christian.
Yeah. All right, my number 4 is Boundaries, Burying Brightness.
Okay.
You know, like it's like honestly, like same with number 5. Like I feel like going into this album, like not knowing much about the band beforehand, and then kind of like becoming a fan, with this album, and seeing them live too. I think before the album even came out, kind of helped me like get into like more of like the groove with the band. Even listening to like their old stuff, like there's just really cool band, really nice album. Like I'm bullshitting all this. I didn't write it down. I'm just trying to say things that comes off my head. But like I feel like I'm trying to think the first single we reacted to. I'm blanking on the name. Oh, Heaven's Broken Heart, right?
Yeah.
I'm like an idiot because like I should know this. I fucking love that song. Like when they play that live, hearing it was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, I was so hyped.
And like just like the attitude the band has, like in general, like kind of helped me like connect with them more and get like in the mindset of this album. He was like, oh yeah, you can go buy the new album right now before it comes out. Like we don't care.
Oh yeah,
I just like that.
I remember
like,
this.
I don't know. I feel like if I listened to it more, it would definitely be higher on the list. But just when it came out, like I already had an idea of where a lot of this would go on the list. But I feel like the Boundaries, I think that I enjoy a lot. Even they made a 10-minute song amazing.
Oh,
like,
the Tower.
Not a lot of bands.
Dude, that song is crazy.
2-digit fucking minute songs. Like,
yeah.
I'm a big Slipknot fan. I can't listen to the song Iowa because it feels like an hour. But I feel like a Tower, it's just like it doesn't feel like 10 minutes. It's great. It's like fucking definitely one of like my favorite songs off the album too. So guys, that's my number 4.
I mean, I don't want to jump in like on yours, but like I just wanted to say they're a great fucking live band. I saw them twice this year. The second time with Christian, I think they were even better the second time I fucking saw them. And that's how I like got into Boundaries, was like from seeing them live, because I was there. I think that was one of the shows I just went to randomly. I don't even think I really knew any band that well in that lineup.
Just like, oh, random show? Cool.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Just pull up, no idea who the fuck these guys are. It's fun though. I mean, I'm glad I did, because I don't think Christian would know about them. I wouldn't fucking know about them if I didn't do that. Really, really sick live band, and you guys please go check out their fucking new album.
They're fucking awesome. Like even like the album before this one is like really fucking good too.
It's like did you even say like genre? Because like it just to kind of give people an idea. It's like hardcore, like and a little kind of metalcore too with this album, because they experimented with like clean vocals as well. I think they're a good like gateway band into hardcore. Yeah, they're like kind of Knock Loose, kind of. Knock Loose, yeah. Like they have that sound. Guitar sound with all the panic chords and all that, the barrel, all that shit. So yeah, guys, that was your number 4. Right, I'm going to my number 3 now, guys. Okay. This is where things get fucking juicy here. All right. My number 3, guys. All right, is Crew d'Amour, Cane Hill. All right. I don't know what Christian was expecting that to be a little bit higher, but
yeah, it was. I was actually, I don't know, it was just top 3.
Crew d'Amour comes in at number 3, guys. Man, where do I start? I mean, we only got 3 songs to talk about. So Drag Me Down was the song that actually dropped this year, and oh my god, man, one of the greatest songs I think I've heard all year, honestly. Like, if we were just gonna talk about songs, this is the number 1 song of the year. I mean, this is like, it's one of the most amazing songs from Cane Hill I think they've dropped. It has everything that you would want out of Cane Hill. It's got the fucking, it's got the heavy with that end part. It's got like the clean singing, the very slow melodic stuff from Wit, and the chorus as well. I mean, it's got everything.
It's just a great album. Not album, EP,
It's a great EP. So yeah, I mean, I just want to talk about Drag Me Down, because that was the song that actually that song dropped in February to complete the EP, so technically it counts as like a 22 EP. Blood and Honey and Bleed When You Ask Me, those songs dropped in 21.
The Bleed When You Ask Me, right? That's the one we didn't react to.
Yeah, we didn't react to that.
I wish we did. It's a great song.
Yeah, and so yeah, this EP just has a very like different feel for Cane Hill. Like I feel like with Volume 1, it's like more of that like classic, like heavy, almost like Smile album from them, like style stuff, where it's just like chaotic and heavy. Yeah. But with this, it's more, I don't know, it's different for them, and it's like, it's almost like this is what they wanted to do, because they released as an independent band. It's just fucking awesome. Like I remember when Blood and Honey dropped, it like blew my fucking mind. I couldn't even believe it was a Cane Hill song.
Blood and Honey blew my socks off.
Yeah, like it just,
gotta hold my trousers on tight.
I was like so happy with that song. Like it was just like listening to it, I was like, dude, like I can't. First of all, I can't believe this is a Cane Hill song because that chorus was just so fucking big, and I don't think they would have ever been able to do something like that if they were signed to a label. In my opinion, I just feel like they had a lot more freedom with this, and they really wrote some like fucking beautiful songs. And like these songs are a lot more emotional as well. Like they, you know, because it's focused around. Because if you guys don't know, like Crude and More, it's Crew of Love. So like it's all that deep emotional shit compared to Volume 1, where it's just fucking pure hate and fucking anger.
Yeah.
But this is like this is good. I really like this.
I'm gonna say something, but I'm gonna wait until I guess it comes to me. Even though you just left me with nothing to say.
No, it's alright. It's alright.
So I guess I'm gonna hop in my number 3 then.
Yeah, go for it.
Motionless in White, scoring The End of the World.
Oh.
Guys, like I wasn't a big Motionless in White fan when I was getting into metal. I'm more of a recent fan, but like I do admit that like Graveyard Shift is definitely one of their best albums. I'm not just like saying that to get brownie points so I can do more stuff I want to do on the channel.
But that's like really an unpopular opinion, though.
But I don't know, like I feel like when I found them, I was like the first song I ever listened to by them was Reincarnate back in like I was like 2014, 2015. Where that song came out, I kind of was like, oh, this is pretty good. I just stopped listening from there, and I let their fan base kind of take over, and I started disliking them, which is really unfair. And kind of last couple of years, I've been getting back into them. I think this is a really good, solid album to officially like get back into it. I feel like Werewolf is one of the, like in my opinion, one of the standout songs. Even like the title track too, I feel like is really good. But like what? It's like I always forget. Is it like Ricky singing or is it the feature?
Oh no, yeah, it's Ricky on that. Are you talking about scoring? Are you talking about the title track? Yeah, that's Ricky. But he comes in at the end.
But I gotta talk about the best song on the fucking album, Slaughterhouse, featuring Brian Garris from Knocked Loose. That song is just a fucking banger.
Yeah.
Saying that, but it's the only way.
There's no other way to describe it. It's a barn burner.
It's fire, homie. It feels like it's kind of like I know you mentioned this a lot talking about the song. It's a Knocked Loose song. It's like
it's emotionless Knocked Loose song. Yeah, it's like
fucking perfect. Like you can tell like what I like about Motionless when they have features. You can tell that like, the songs like are written with that person in mind.
Yeah,
I'm not sitting here listening to like a Motion White song written just to have Motion in White. And like, oh yeah, it was adding to somebody. But this is like a song that's like, yeah, this person would be great for it.
The one with Caleb from Beartooth, the Red, White, and Boom. Like, I just feel like no one else could have done that part.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like they fucking nailed it.
For sure.
And I'm definitely excited to kind of like see like what's coming next with them. Even like Meltdown was really good too. You know, Cyber Hex, and I'm kind of upset that Time Bomb wasn't included in the album. I feel like that would fit just like perfectly.
Yeah, and that one always confuses me because like they were like, oh, that's just a standalone like song, but it would have fit in. But...
It kind of fits that whole like cyberpunk feel.
Yeah, it does. It's all good though.
So guys, that was my number 3. Just kick it to Colin, and just number 2.
Alright guys, my number 2, alright, this is an interesting one. I knew that this was going to be my number 2 since I started coming up with this list. It's an interesting one, alright. Okay. This one is Deadlock by Envisions.
Never listened to it.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna explain this to you.
Alright.
There's not really much to explain, but like honestly, I brought them up in my in the Apple Music replay thing. Like they're kind of like they're metalcore. If anybody just like turned them on and listened to it, they would just be like, oh, this is just like generic metalcore. But like for me, it's different. I knew of the band coming into it, so like when they dropped this, I was really hyped. Like I think that a lot of the songs are just fucking phenomenal. I think every song is great, and that's the thing with my top 5. Like there was like no room for, because I had a lot of albums in mind. There was no room for like fucking mediocre albums. Like all of these albums are fucking 10 out of 10s. Like great. To talk about the album itself, the vocalist can do. He just does some crazy shit. Like he does like a lot of different styles of vocals like in the song, which I think is really sick. Like he does like he's got like the cleans, but like with that raspiness in his voice, which I think is really nice. He does like the lows. Like he just has like a lot of different styles. Like you guys have to fucking check it out. There's a lot of sick songs as well. I guess I'll just name some if you guys want to go check it out. These are the ones I would recommend. Honestly, I would recommend listening to the whole album, but these are my standouts. The 669, fucking dope song. Hindsight, Last Light. Those are just a few. But yeah, guys, go check out Envisions. Small band. They deserve some fucking love. And yeah, Deadlock is my number 2.
Well, you know, Colin really went in depth with this one. I really can't think of anything new to say. But my number 2 is Cane Hill, Fruit of More, the EP. I just love this album. I mean EP. I'm sorry, guys. Like if you guys look back at like her previous video, like the whole every song was like my top 3 most listened.
Yeah.
Like this EP, I think it's like my number 2 or number 3. I forget, but really like Colin, I think you like described it perfectly. But like I was gonna say something, I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait till my turn to talk about it. So like Whit likes to describe Cane Hill albums and EPs like a certain type of horniness.
Yeah.
I said this is more of a sad horny. Some of my fans are gonna watch this. And it's a very, I don't know. I feel like with this like album, not EP. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just.
My God.
Sorry. I'm talking about albums and like we let the EP slide in, so I'm gonna say album. This is a very emotional EP. I feel like even with 3 songs. I want to talk about like Believe When You Ask Me. Like that's a very, you look at the lyrics, it's a very sad song. It's like, am I high or am I just abused? Like that's a very deep fucking lyric right there. Even Drag Me Down, it's like I'll keep your bones kept under the lock and key. It's just a very sad love song out like EP. Like every song on this EP is like a love song, but in like very depressing way. And like I'm a big fan of like sad music. Even that sounds fucking insane. But I've always been more attracted to like, that more like sad type of music. It's just like where like I like it. I just enjoy the more sadder stuff. I feel like that's when you know like you're like a good band when you can make a really sad fucking song. And these 3 are just like perfectly sad. This is so fucking weird to like describe. Like the weirdest way fucking possible. And plus like also like even like hearing Blood and Honey and Drag Me Down, even like hearing those live are just like insane. Like with James, Devin, and Ryan just do amazing jobs. Like, it's just like I don't want to cocksuck them because I feel like you cocksuck them a lot. They really are so fucking good. They're so fucking talented. Like how do more people not fucking know about them? Like they're so.
I don't know.
Like,
that's the thing. Like
it's gonna be like the big pioneer, not pioneer, but the next big band. Like, they're going to be. I'm calling it in like 5 years, 5 fucking years. Everyone's gonna know Cane Hill.
Yeah, I feel like I really hope that their next release, you know, is like big for them. Like I really do, because now that they're signed to a label, it's like they're saying like it's also a very sad kind of emotional thing like that they're writing so far. I've been hearing that, and like also hearing a few songs that they've been recording for it. It's kind of sounding a lot like this EP. That really fucking excites me because you know this shit is fucking really good. So.
Even like their single this year, like Form Protest, was like really fucking heavy.
And that's
be more. I feel like they're going in the direction they want to go. I feel like Out of Line is like, yeah, we're gonna let you do you. I hope we get more songs like the songs on this EP, like because they just sound so big. It's so difficult to listen to anything from their older stuff after listening to this. It sounds so different. Like imagine like listening to New Jesus and then going to like Drag Me Down. Like you can hear the difference. You can hear like the change in like the way they make music. And I just want to say like you guys are killing it. Keep up the fucking great work, and like I'm so excited to see what's coming out next.
2023 looking like
23
the album, hopefully.
Fucking year.
Hopefully. All right, guys. So we are hopping in to number 1. But before we do that, we're gonna go over some honorable mentions. All right.
I have 2 now, so I don't feel like
after I say all these, you guys might be able to guess which number 1. Because I mean, there's a lot that really sadly didn't make the list, which were really good albums. So I'll just go over them now. I'll first get these out of the way. Smaller bands that you guys aren't gonna fucking know. But this band that we just saw, Foreign Hands, very small band, but they actually dropped 2 things this year. They're both EPs. So Bleed the Dream, it's got 5 songs, and then Lucid Noise is only a 2-song EP. Now, Lucid Noise almost made it onto the list, almost made it at number 5, but I don't know. With it only being 2 songs, and I don't know. I mean, I think it's really good, but I haven't listened to it nearly as much, I don't think, as Slipknot. So
yeah, like I feel like the case too of like my number 2, my number 1. Like if Crew de More had like a couple more songs, like it'd definitely be a number 1.
I still think it's fucking awesome though. So Foreign Hands, guys, check out that band. They're kind of like, they're also kind of like hardcore. They're playing like hardcore shows, so say they're a hardcore band.
They like to post on Instagram. They're cool. I like them.
Yeah, really cool guys. We also got Burying Brightness by Boundaries. That was on Christian's list. That album it's phenomenal. The only reason it didn't make it is because I didn't get acquainted with every song individually. I feel like if I'm not acquainted with every song on the album and I don't know it, like if you play the song and I can't name the song, that it can't be on the list, you know. But like overall, I do think it's a great album. All the singles were fucking great. That one song, Realize and Rebuild, I think it was the 2nd single they dropped. I think that's probably one of the best songs in the album. That fucking spoken word part where he's just kind of talking like, the world walks by my cage as I attempt to cover it. Like, it's just so good. I fucking love that part, and it's very emotional. And then it goes into the singing part, like the we sing out of sync, and he's like screaming over it. It's so good. I fucking love that part. And when they played that live, I almost cried. Anyway, continuing on here. True Power by I Prevail. Unfortunately didn't make the list. I thought it was I think it's a great album. Yeah. It's very long though, that's the thing. It's a very long album. Not that that's a bad thing, I just wanted to throw that out there. It's a long album. But... Another one, and this is another thing, same thing with Boundaries, I didn't get acquainted with every song, but I did want to throw out there, was Trinity by Gloom in the Corner. I thought it was really good, like when we listened to it. I just haven't had like the time or like the space in my kind of loop of songs that I play. Like they just never made it in. Like I never actually sat down and listened to like every song on the album since the Reaction. When we did React, I think all the singles are fucking great. There were a few that do stand out, I think. But yeah, guys. Up next, there's a lot of honorable mentions for me. Cause like I didn't want to not say these because I do think they're all great. But and this might be a little controversial, but Classic Symptoms of a Broken Spirit by Architects. I don't think it's a perfect album.
I thought I was like I thought it was gonna be like part of the top 5.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't think it's perfect. Like I think like the singles are really what like drives this whole album for me. But then actually listening to it all together, I don't know what it was. Like I think it's good, but the singles are better. I mean, my opinion might change down the line. I might come to say that this is one of my favorite albums of all time. I don't know, but that's my opinion. Fuck any of you guys say Architects is fucking trash now. I mean, obviously like their older stuff is fucking phenomenal, but this is a new direction for them, and it's fucking awesome. So
yeah, I like some songs off their previous album, and I do like some songs off this album too. I feel like it's not terrible. I think it's like also kind of like not what I was expecting.
All right, so one more honorable mention, and then we get number 1. All right, real quick. Jackpot Juicer, Dance Gavin Dance, had to throw it in there. I know Christian hates them, but I think it's a fun album. The only problem with it is it's very fucking long. It is so long. I think it's like 18 songs. I'm more familiar with like the first half of the album. Like the second half I think is great when I listen through it, but like the songs that really stick with me are like the ones in that first half. That album is what pushed me into like listening to the like more of them as well. Like I knew of them before that, obviously. I knew like some of like their like bigger songs, like their singles and stuff like that. But once I listened to this album, it's what pushed me to go and listen to like their older stuff. The album itself, pretty fucking solid. Didn't make the top 5 though, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, before we get into my number 1, let me just take a sip of water. All right, because this is gonna be quite the fucking explanation because This is number 1, and I'm very passionate about this, alright?
I already know what it is. I guessed it off camera.
Alright, so Christian knows, but here we go, guys. My number 1 is Scoring the End of the World by Motionless in White.
I was thinking it's the new fucking Parkway Drive album. Never mind.
No. Right,
No.
so, I mean, honestly, that album isn't bad. I don't know why. I don't know. It's okay. Alright, so, anyway, guys.
Let's stroke eyed real quick. Holy shit. My eyelid got caught.
Motionless in White dropped the album of the year for me. I don't want to take too long on this, alright? But there's a lot I want to say about this album. I just think... Listen, I love Motionless in White. Like, I just fucking love them, alright?
I've been to your house, I've been to your room. I know about the Chris Motionless wall. he has a wall, Chris Motionless, right behind the camera.
Yeah, it's on this side. You guys.
Yeah. He has a statue under his bed. He made himself.
I feel like, all right. Let me start with this. All right. It's a way better album than Disguise. It just fucking is. All right. I don't know. Like Disguise to me. All right. Like if you look at this album, what I'm about to say, you guys might disagree to an extent, but I feel like Disguise. It's a mixed bag. All right. All right. Let's start with that. All right. Go in Disguise. You got like your classic Motionless songs, but by the time you get like to the end of it, it's just a little bit too like, all right, what the fuck's going on here? Like, there's no like consistency throughout the album. Like, you don't have like this overall like sound, you know? That's what fucking bothers me. Scoring the End of the World, definitely, it's a mixed bag to an extent, but at least it captures like this sound. Like I don't know. To me, like every song on this album feels like they belong on that album.
Yeah, no, I agree.
This guy's like that, and that's just me. I don't know. Like everyone listens to things differently, but I think that like everything matches on this album.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think every song feels like it should be on this album.
There are like exceptions. Like I think Red, White, and Boom is a little bit of like the outlier, but that's really it. We Become the Night's a little bit out there too, but
I forgot about that song actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Overall, I think that this album captures like the sound, and that's what I want out of an album. All right, and I forgot to mention that, you know, with the other ones too, is that's what ranks them higher as well, and that's why Graveyard Shift is also one of my favorite Motionless albums, is because like of that reason. Disguise didn't do it as well, but with Scoring the End of the World, man, I just think that every single song is a fucking banger. Not even like, oh, this song is mediocre here. Like, no, like every fucking song is amazing to me. I feel like the opener, Meltdown, when I heard that shit for the first time, I literally jumped out of my seat. You know, I don't usually jump out of my seat a lot during reactions, but I thought I was so fucking hyped. Like that legitimately, like I wasn't like overdoing it for the video. I literally was so excited for the album. Like once I heard that song, the introduction to the whole thing, like with that one being the first song, it got me so fucking hyped, man.
Looking back at that, like our reactions to it, like physically were so different. Like you were like jumping up and down your room. I was like almost in the theater, coughing up a lung.
You were really sick during
that. I said, fuck it guys, I'm sick. Let's bump this out. But even like as like I'm dying in my ottoman, coughing up. Like, this album is like so fucking still kind of hyped me up a little bit to keep me awake from like just falling and dying.
So yeah, guys. Also, Slaughterhouse, that song alone with Brian Garris on the fucking track. I remember I freaked out when I saw like the leak and it said featuring Brian Garris. I was like, what the fuck? I literally thought it was fake. Like I was like, oh my god, like I'm freaking the fuck out. Because I really did not fucking see that coming. Did not see that shit coming at all. If you would have told me a year ago that the new Motionless album would have Brian Garris on a track, I would have fucking smacked you in the face, bro. I would have been like, you're fucking lying, shut the fuck up. But,
like, the velvet glove.
Like, fucking, like, smack you with my phone, like.
How dare you say it? Just walk away.
I feel like this album, it just kind of brought back, like, kind of that Graveyard Shift sound with the whole like, I guess more of like the electronics and like the samples they're throwing in like to make it interesting. And this, I feel like this album was a little bit more inspired by like video games in a way, especially with like Meltdown, like Cyber Hex. You literally hear like fucking pew 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 like going on in the background. Like I don't know, I think it's really cool. Like I feel like that.
Yeah, the Michael Jackson song with Werewolf.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna forget about that. I think it's fucking awesome, like how they also threw that one in there. I think it, even though it is like very different than the other songs, it just fits in. Like it just does.
Yeah, it does.
You even have like fucking. Actually, that's kind of a dumb point. I'm not even gonna waste my time saying that.
I'm curious.
Nah, it was just like I was gonna say like, do you remember when they during like 2020, like when the pandemic like started, they dropped like Another Life like motion picture collection? Like, alright, I was gonna say like Porcelain kind of like has like those vibes. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I like Porcelain though.
No, I think I just think it's better than all that shit.
Better than that, yeah. No,
Broken I bow to the beast. It sounds like that. I don't know, but I don't really think I have much left to say. I actually might do an album review at some point, really like fully gather my thoughts together, because they're kind of all over the place, because I just have so much to say and that I want to say, and that I'm probably forgetting to say about this album. But just know, it's my number one.
I'll be there eating a bag of popcorn.
It's literally, it's my number one, and I may do an album review on it soon. Well, literally have Christian sitting there in the corner, eating his popcorn.
Joy Collins just ramble on about Motionless.
I literally will. Alright guys, so that's it for me.
His makeup and his album cycle, so good.
Oh yeah, like going into every detail about how like
That tiny detail.
talking about his like his vocal changes and how he's improved as a vocalist.
What he's wearing on stage.
Alright, go ahead Christian, what's your number one?
Well, I got some mentions to talk about.
Oh yeah, you did right.
Yeah, these kind of popped in my head. I'm like, how the fuck did I not remember these? Number one for like mentions, Hotel California by Hollywood Undead. That just went right over my head, and I wish I listened to it more.
That was my thing with it. I didn't listen to it. I thought it was really good. It would have made it in.
I was going to tell, but I just didn't listen to it a lot. But I've been getting back into them recently because I go through like little eras of music.
Like little phases, like.
So like right now I'm kind of going into like my Hollywood Undead phase. So I might kind of listen to this album more. A lot of the songs on this album are really good. I do think it's kind of a step down. A lot of people. I'm not gonna say what I'm saying because I might sound stupid. But I'm not gonna. I put away those 2 EPs that came out. I don't even know if people consider them albums, like New Empire and all that. If we look at 5, Hotel California did not live up to 5. I think 5 is like one of their best albums to date since like the first album. And I feel like Hotel California was kind of like 5 3.0. It just wasn't like as stand out as 5. But you know, I'm gonna listen to it more, get a better idea of the album, and hopefully fall in love with it. Sadly, Charlie Scene doesn't have a weenie he wants to show on this album, but that's whatever. It's a bad joke. So my number 2, Colin mentioned this in his. It's the Gloom in the Corner album. Listen to it; it's really solid. I really like the whole concept idea, but it's just, I didn't listen to it enough to actually make it the top 5. The Wit song, Chef's Kiss, because we're Cane Hill cocksuckers over here. So that's really it for my mentions. Jumping in number 1, should be no surprise that Slipknot, the end so far. I'm a big Slipknot fan. It's that I have a little shrine to the left of me.
He actually does though. Like
yeah, I actually do. I have like a Corey mask and Funko Pops. I'm currently collecting all their albums on vinyl. But enough about me being a Slipknot loser. Like I understand. Like listen. Like I'm not one of those Slipknot fans who are like, how dare you hate them? They make amazing music. Like I totally understand where people are coming from. I get it. But the way I listen to this album is like I don't focus on the past albums. Like this is like a new era of Slipknot. This is like new Slipknot. That's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on what are they giving us? How does it make me feel? I think that a lot of the standout songs for me are like Yen, Medicine of the Dead, and Finale. These are all great songs. I think like the songs I understand to dislike the most are Adderall. That's basically a Stone Sour song. And I'm just looking at Colin's blank face. It's cracking me up. No, I think like for me, like this was my most anticipated album. I've been so hyped for it since they fucked up with Chapeltown Rag and not giving us a music video. But like even with like some decisions they made on this album, with like appearance wise, like keeping the same mask from the last album, I'm fine with that. I can really care less. All I care about is the music. I'm not some weirdo who wants to collect every mask they have ever owned. But like, I feel like some like the songs on the album too. Like actually, like I feel like some like the deeper cuts, like the Sod. That's really fucking good. That's a great song. Heirloom, even Heirloom. Listen, I don't give a fuck people say. I fuck with Heirloom. I think it's great. It's not like Vendetta, which is a terrible fucking song. Can't even listen to it. But I just feel like this is definitely something people might look back on and be like, it's not that bad. Because I'm a person who loves like, the old stuff. I love Self-Titled. I love Iowa. Those are my two favorite albums. But I also love like the new stuff. And to be honest, this wouldn't be my number one if Crew to More had more songs on it. If there were like 2 more Can't Hill songs on that EP, that would be number one. Okay. But like just like this coming out so soon, kind of like really, I'm still very much in honeymoon phase of this album. So my opinion is definitely gonna change eventually. But right now, like this, like Sid doing DJ stuff, just Corey doing what Corey does, even just like watching like the videos and like live things, you can tell like a lot of the newer members are just having a lot of fun on this tour. Like Michael Pfaff, he's having so much fucking fun on this album, and it's great to see like certain members having the time of their fucking life. I feel like that is what like kind of helps solidify the album, is like the live shows too. So that's my number one. I just rambled.
All right, guys. Well, that is our top 5 albums and EPs of 2022. We have one more top 5 coming out here soon. Not gonna say it yet. All right,
guys. It's our top 5 favorite Psycho Center songs.
Yes. All right. We are secret fans of the band.
I love the Devil Daddy.
I know, but we actually do have another top 5 coming out. Let us know what your top 5 albums and EPs are.
Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah, I'm actually I'm curious though.
Yeah, no, I am too.
I actually want to know what your guys' list are, because I feel like my list personally was kind of weird because I have like all these small bands that no one knows about. So I'm sure yours will be different. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully we didn't bore you guys to fucking death with our shitty explanations of why we love these albums. We tried.
It's just terrible.
Oh, we're just used to, doing the least on the channel, just sitting here going like this, and then just... Yeah. Alright, guys. That's it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Bye.